Hello, everyone, and welcome to AARP Wyoming's Video Voter Guide Series for 2024. I'm Tom Laycock with AARP Wyoming, and today we're joined by Mark Jones, who's running for the Wyoming Legislature in House District 40, which takes up parts of Johnson and Sheridan County. AARP has a proud 40-year history of nonpartisan voter engagement and does not endorse or oppose candidates. Nor does AARP make contributions to political campaigns or candidates at any level. Instead, we ask questions so our members understand where the candidates stand on important issues and can make their own decisions on Election Day. Today, we'll give Mr. Jones 3 questions, allowing for a 1-minute and 30-second response to each. Then we'll give Mr. Jones 2 minutes to make his pitch to the voters of House District 40. So, Mr. Jones, let's get into it. Our first question is this. Over the last 2 years, the Wyoming legislature has made providing property tax relief for its citizens a priority. In your view, what's the most effective way to provide relief while balancing revenue needs for our schools, counties, and other entities that rely on property tax to maintain sustainable funding?
Tom, the average Wyoming homeowner has seen their property taxes go up 62.5% since 2019. And folks have not seen their salary or pensions go up but 2 or 3% per year. So our property tax increases have been extreme. The legislature's had 4 years to fix this problem and they haven't done it. The primary reason is that spending is out of control. At one point in the last legislative cycle, March of 24, the Senate was going to fund Wyoming government for $1.1 billion less than the House. The budget the House passed was more than the governor even wanted. So in order to give property tax relief to the Wyoming citizens, number one, we have to rein in unnecessary spending, frivolous spending. We can't have a 62% increase in 4 years. People don't see their salaries or pensions go up that much. Government has to get back to its basic role of providing important services. Stop providing pork to communities. Focus on what's really important and put money back in the pocket of the homeowners and the voters. So we have to start with having a budget for our own government and rein in property taxes.
Our second question for today. Wyoming's population of those aged 60 and over grew by 47% from 2010 to 2020, while the state's entire population grew by just 2%. We know 64% of all nursing home beds in Wyoming are paid for right now by the state Medicaid program. What do you see as the greatest barrier to helping our older adults age in their homes and communities? And what solutions would you propose?
As I alluded to in the prior question, Tom, our spending priorities are out of order. We put a $3 million walkway at a high school in Natrona County so football players don't get rained on or snowed on when they walk from the school to the football field. And then our legislature can't provide basic services. The basic role of government is to provide roads, bridges, police, fire, rescue, EMS, protect our older citizens, not send pork back home, pork barrel spending. So in order to handle the kinds of things you've discussed here, we have to have a budget, get back to the basic role of government, stop frivolous spending. Another thing that we could do is deregulate the insurance industry so that more people have access to affordable options to provide for their needs in the later years of their life. The government regulates too much, wastes too much money. And we have to get back to the basic role of government, providing the basic services our citizens need, not overregulate the private industry. Those are the ways we solve these problems.
Emergency medical services are not considered an essential service in Wyoming, and in some areas, ambulance services do not have a sustainable funding source. Over the last 10 years, Wyoming has seen 16 EMS providers in the state fold or consolidate with another service. What solutions would you offer for ensuring access to ambulance services?
I'm going to give a similar answer to the prior two questions. Our government has forgotten its basic role. The basic role of government is to ensure basic services like roads, bridges, EMS, fire, police, schools. And it's not to frivolously spend the taxpayers' money on pork barrel projects back home. At one point in this session, the Senate was going to fund Wyoming government for $1.1 billion less than the House. The House ultimately passed a budget that was greater than that and greater than the governor even wanted because of all the pork barrel spending. So if we have legislators that understand that the role of government is to provide these basic services, not frivolously spend people's money, then we can start addressing these needs like basic EMS, fire, police, etc. We've got to get back to the basic role of government and stop wasting people's money.
Mr. Jones, thank you today for answering our questions. Now we'd like to give you 2 minutes to explain to the voters why you believe you're the best person to represent House District 40.
I've spent the last 16 years of my life either privately or professionally working to protect our rights and freedoms, fighting for conservative American values. I've been very actively involved in the Republican Party behind the scenes to try to help conservative candidates get elected. I'm a certified wildlife biologist by trade, still retired once from that profession. I now work as a national director with an organization called Gun Owners of America. We're a national Second Amendment rights group. And over the last 4 years, I've spent a lot of time working in Cheyenne and in Washington, D.C. to protect our rights. I actually have real world credibility standing up against the overreach of the Biden administration. My organization has fought Biden's effort to disarm veterans, particularly older veterans who need help with their fiduciary matters. He's tried to disarm them as if they're mentally incompetent, which is completely unconstitutional and unnecessary. We fought that in Congress and the courts. I fought efforts by the Biden administration to kill hunter safety programs and shooting sports in America's schools, programs that have been around for 65 years. I helped get legislation passed to override that effort by the Biden administration, worked in Cheyenne to pass multiple pro-Second Amendment bills. So I understand the way the federal government works. I understand the way the Cheyenne government works. I'm a staunch advocate for rights, for liberties, for personal freedoms. I also have very well developed policies on financial issues such as our property tax problem, the need to lower property taxes, put money back in the pockets of all Wyoming citizens, especially our seniors, many of whom are on fixed incomes and have pensions. They can't pay the unsustainable increases we've seen with property taxes. So I'm the person that has the track record of fighting for our rights and will fight for all of our rights and our financial freedoms as we move forward to make Wyoming a greater place.
Thank you, Mr. Jones, for your time today, and thank you to our viewers for joining us for this video voter guide. We encourage you to keep checking Cowboy State Daily and AARP Wyoming's Facebook page for more voter guides in the days to come.